Are you trying to write content for your blog every single week and all that's coming out is boring, boring? We'll solve that problem today in today's episode of Vision to Success TV. If you're getting started and you have a blog that you're trying to write for on a regular basis, probably one of the hardest things that you have is coming up with great quality content to write on a regular basis. I mean, after all, what do you write about week after week, month after month, and year after year, right? It becomes very difficult. Now, usually when you're starting out, the first few are fairly easy. Welcome to my blog, and here's my products, here's my services, this is how I got started in the business. But then it becomes more difficult. People lose track of how you create content on a regular basis, and more importantly, how you find that voice or find that personality that people are going to be drawn to and that they're really going to want to come and visit you and build that relationship with you and resonate with you so that they can take things to the next level. Today I'd like to offer you 3 tips in how you create that voice, how you create that personality on your site. Now, the first one is a lot of times it's hard just sitting down and coming up with an idea to write about when you have so many and such a broad view of things. The first tip is to write towards one person. Now, if you have a few clients, you can always think about one particular client. And if you really don't have the ideal client yet, you can also pick someone out, your dream client, someone that you've been anticipating and someone that you've really been marketing for that you see helping sometime in the future. Pick that one person out, and if they have a name, great. If they don't, name that person. So in this case, you might say, my ideal person is Mary. Then write specifically towards Mary. What does Mary need? What does she want? What does she need to see? What benefits is she looking for? When you see her and you physically can see yourself sitting down and having a conversation with you, when you're walking down a path, a trail together, or if you're sitting across from each other and having coffee, what would you say to her? How would you explain whatever it is that you want to explain to her? When you see her in your mind, it makes it easier to write, and it also makes it easier to develop that personality because you can start adding some different things into it. Maybe you can give a few very specific information, or maybe you can even give some details going right back to who she is and what she's looking for. Because it's those details that develop that personality, and it's also those details that people are going to resonate towards because they're going to say, hey, that's me, she's writing towards me. And that's ultimately what you're looking for. Now, number 2 is be very specific. You don't have to answer all of Mary's questions in one go-round. Mary may have a lot of different things going on in her life and may have a lot of different things that she's looking for. So pick something very specific and write exclusively to that. So again, if you're sitting down and having coffee with Mary, it may be an hour conversation. But blog posts are very narrow. They're very narrow based, and you should be able to read them in, say, 3 to 5 minutes. So pick one specific thing and write specifically towards that. So it might be a tip, it might be a resource, it might just be a benefit that you have to offer. But if you're thinking very small, very structured items, your posts are going to come off a lot better and a lot more meaningful to whoever's reading them. And number 3 is it might benefit you to actually say it out loud first. Now, there's a variety of software programs out there like Drag and Speak and things like that you can go out and you can actually talk your blog post out first. You can use a recorder, or just like this, you can even videotape your blog post because it's a very powerful mechanism that you can use to communicate directly to whoever you're trying to build your relationship with. Works hands down all the time. If you're using these 3 tips every time you sit down to write, you'll see a vast improvement in the way that your content comes out, and you'll also see a vast improvement in the people that you are actually connecting and building that relationship for. So my recommendation is this week, pick one person and write specifically for them. You'll see a huge change in the content and the way that your blog posts come out. Now, if you like this tip, I welcome you to watch all of my tips right here on Vision to Success TV. And please sign up for my newsletter as well. Every week I release new tips just like this on Vision to Success TV just for you to help you build a strong business. Bye-bye.